Marian is from the University of York, and we know each other for a longer while. And when we started to speak about Play On and to continue our project Platform Shift, it was mainly Marian telling me there is a need to link universities with theaters, with the arts, because they can learn so much from each other. The theaters can contribute with the content, which the universities don't have, and universities can contribute with knowledge and technology, which theaters don't have. And I immediately understood it, but to be honest, I didn't trust you. I said, come on, the universities, of course, they could produce content, they have it all. And then we get in contact through you, the Play On theaters, with the universities, and we all find out it is so right what you said. It matches, because there is really something, two sides that can contribute from each other, that can benefit from each other. And that's why we could establish so many working relations with different universities in our Play On cities. And Pilot is collaborating with you in York. And yeah, that's the introduction to Marian, and you already know on stage. And here, I think,
here are
is the connection. No.
Connectors.
It's not my turn.
I need an HDMI too, or if you have a USB 3. So yes, that's me, Marian. And just until the machines get set up, when I met Dirk, I was already at the University of York, having moved from Goldsmiths. At Goldsmiths, I worked for about 15 years in the computer science department, mathematics and computer science. And whilst I was there, we changed it into a department of creative computing. So we brought the arts, which was a natural thing for Goldsmiths. Probably you know Goldsmiths like the heart of modern art. Well, one of the hearts in the UK. Yes, thank you. And then I came to York to do the reversed thing, to bring technology to a then Department of Theatre, Film and Television, where we had some facilities of this, or we still have them, some facilities of this nature, and met Dirk. And for me, it was quite natural that professionals should be collaborating with researchers. There's so much knowledge exchange, there's so much overlap, and then Play On is a lovely example of that. Now, I have an inflation of microphones. we are not that rich anymore, so I think a quality mic could do us good in our studios in York. So watch your equipment. No, it's really, there's hard times with Brexit, so that's another reason, you know. We're not friends anymore, so actually speakers as well. Okay. Yes, I know you're laughing, but it's not a laughing matter. So I'm going to talk today about artificial intelligence. Now, like Marcus, I can't see my screen. So oh, no, but I must be clever, because I have a screen now. Beginning. Voila. Ta-da! AI in creative practice. I'm going to talk about AI, but I bet you nobody here knows what AI is. We talk about, not even me. I did my PhD in AI a long time ago. And there were some techniques then, and AI existed much longer before. So techniques kept evolving, and computer power kept growing, and AI kept evolving. So there's so much to this word, AI, and now with this chat GPT and the media buzz around it, everybody has AI on their lips, and everybody claims they have AI in their systems. Everything that has a machine in it, it is AI. Well, is it or is it not? So I'm gonna tell a story, and parts of the story are well known for you, but that's there just to ensure that there's some common denominator. And hopefully I throw some challenges at you that you'll pick, and then we'll take them into a conversation, because there's not much I can actually say without a more specific question. So it's these general talks that give an introduction. I hope it's useful. I'm kind of talking me down, but let's see if I succeed to bring some excitement to AI in creative practice. So the first point, before going to AI, we can look at practice in the creative arts in the past. Yes, indeed, there was the author, the owner, but there was a lot of help around it. And that's one example. Oh, sorry, that's not one example. That's just a statement that people collaborated with various levels of skill, engagement, and knowledge to the creation of an artwork. For example, Veronese has this humongous painting. It took 2 years to put it together. He had a workshop, and all his disciples tried to understand his style and work to his style and filled in colors and brushes and strokes and so on and so forth. So there is a common effort here. Veronese is the author, but God, he's got an army of disciples who helped him put it together. You may remember this movie. Have you all seen Mad Men? It's a drama docu. It's based on real life, but it's a dramatic realization of the early 50s when media advertising grew and film was introduced into advertisement. Ideas for ads, ideas for architects come from more junior people, and then the boss says, we take that, quite rightly, with their knowledge. But there's, again, an input of ideas to the author. Do you know this painting? Probably you heard of Mark Quinn, because he's a Turner Prize winner. In Trafalgar Square, there are 4 plinths, and 1 plinth is empty. And every few years, that is offered to an artist to put some art together. And this is the painting of Alison Lapper. And he designed it, he thought about it, found a good set of sculptures in Italy, called them, they made it, and they sent it back. And I saw a documentary with him recounting when he first saw his painting. He said, wow, that's great. His painting, he didn't touch that stone before he got on the plinth. So again, another angle to authoring. Now, AI has come to make this practice a commonplace. Now, everybody, all of us, have the disciples, have the sculptures around us at our fingertip. And let's take just a few examples of such helpers, such helping tools that AI already provides. Marcus beat me to it. He read a very long introduction made by ChatGPT. I thought, as we're theater people, let's just ask for a pitch. In a second or two, this comes. It's meaningful. I believe everybody heard, if not used, ChatGPT. If you've not used ChatGPT, it is free. Go and use it. It just blows your mind. It's really, really big. So people, many of us, are now using in our everyday life. There are many heads of companies reported to use it to simply respond to emails. You just put everything that they think is trivial in an inbox. ChatGPT goes and boom, 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 responds on their behalf. They don't even check. I have references to show you, to tell you to back that statement up. students used to write essays, of course, you then go and play with the text, but it is really, really good at generating text. There is a company, Our One, that, again, on a cue, on a very short description, is able to produce scripts and then impersonate them with a human speaker. What I asked is at the top there, you see, write a script about a humanoid robot used in a theatrical performance. I got 3 scenes captured there. I can edit the text if I wish. I have a speaker, I have some keyframes, and this is the result. Uh-oh. Probably no edurome, as long as it says on my machine. Sorry. Marcus, is there edurome here? It's a theater. Well, in Play On, we've been trying to remove those boundaries. Okay, I can't show it to you, I'm afraid, but I have a few pieces of video which it'll take too long. I can show it later if there is time. So essentially what you see, go away. What you see is this woman speaking in an Irish accent, her lips in sync with her voice, moving naturally and reading the script and presenting the idea, and then 3 cuts, 1 for each scene. That's the result. There you go. Whoa. Now, even more exciting, there are tools that from text generate video straight away. The cue is, so what I asked is a humanoid robot, man robot, and a woman running in a field next to a dystopian, I made a mistake there, city. The robot and the woman are touching hands, and this is what happened. Now, let me explain. The machine doesn't know what a man or a woman actually is. It doesn't manipulate any objects. It goes somewhere in a net that doesn't know what a dystopian city is, but is able to associate pixels with these words and produce that moving picture. To me, that is just magic. Impossible. It is impossible. If you asked me 5 years ago to predict this, I would have said you're bonkers. I said 50 years from now, it is a big scale. And I'm a computer scientist, so please believe me, if it's not magical for you, try to understand its magic. Paul the robot, this is not AI, this is simulating AI, but AI now can do what Paul the robot can. It's by Patrick Tressay, a friend and colleague from Goldsmiths. We can go to that website. The presentation will be public. Please go and see. The robot is a robot arm, looks at you through a camera and draws sketches of you. Again, amazing, but no AI in it, actually. And I want to come back to critique that. Now, this is more kindergarten stuff, and I took it from a friend of mine. There's this thing called Invoke AI, a tool that allows you to refine an artificially generated picture. You see it, you refine it. You see it, you refine it. You refine it through text. You can say, on the top left, you can say words that make it stronger. Then underneath it, you see in gray, it says negative prompts, which I'm going to display here, illustrate here. Don't do it like that. You could take parts of the painting and say, I want something else here or something. So this software is even more powerful as it understands pointing to the picture. The picture to the machine is just pixels. And you just select some pictures, and then the machine, through the net, assigns meaning to that in the context of the rest. And here's how it works. So the cue was a moon, dog in space, wearing a spacesuit. This is what we got. And now what we're trying to do is to add a nebula. So we had 3 moons. We removed 2 moons. That's by hand. And now Florian Bloch, my colleague from the University of York, is drawing some very rough sketches where he wants a nebula to appear in this picture. Selects colors, selects size of brush stroke, as you do in Photoshop or in other simpler painting software tools, and you go to the picture and draw something very naive. My daughter is able to do that. She's 3.5. Watch what happens next. We're now going to go and select that area of the picture to tell the machine that's what you want, what we want you to amend. Keep everything as it is. And we're going to go and put there a nebula, colorful nebula. These words matter because it's all text processing. Remind that. If you don't understand, please, we'll discuss it, put it as a cue. It's all text processing here for now. And we say, okay, we want it really to, we don't want a lot of variety in what they do. The image strength, we want it to really represent a nebula, and let's see what happens. Oh, we got a rainbow. Well, not uh-oh. So what do? We go and say, no, come on, you silly machine. I don't want a rainbow. So it's a negative cue. We put rainbow there, and we invoke it again. Let's see what happens. I'm eating my words. I'm not a machine, by the way. It's a bit red. We want some more colors, so we invoke it again. You try, it's like in art. Iterate, try and see. And let's see, do we get more color? Bingo, that's a nice one. Okay, I'll keep that. So I put some verbal cues, I got something. I sketch something, I got something else. I put another word to say, not like that. This interactive way of creating is amazing. And you're like a 5-year-old, just with simple words, and you get high quality material. So really a good helper, this Invoke AI is. I think I'm going a bit too slow, aren't I? I still have a few slides. Go. Okay. Another such tool, Gen tool by Runway, takes a picture and makes it into a video. That's all. You just put the picture in. Of course, there is more cue you could give. Let's see what happens. So sometimes the machine gets it wrong. I really found it funny, actually. But to me, again, that is making art. Excuse me. That is making art because it's quite funny. Look, whoops. And it already inspired me to make a movie about this alien life. So there's a lot of hallucinations in AI as well. The machine creates things that make no sense. Again, because they still need to learn a lot from the environment. So, for your reference, some tools that are in wide use, I should say now. The point is more to the left, is that we can use text to generate more text. So we request through text, we get text. We can get from text to image. We can get from text to music. We could get from text to a synthesized voice. What is next? Text to synthetic faces and voices in sync. From text to video and actually film. Then from image to image. And then multimodal input. Watch the space. GPT-4 has been released. It is out. It is amazing. So GPT-4 doesn't just have a language model that is then translated into other outputs, but has models for pictures, has models for voice, has models for sound. So you now interact with GPT-4 as you interact with each other, and GPT-4 responds as a human would respond. It is amazing. So AI can inspire, can be used in these tools as an inspiration, but we are completely in charge. Invoke AI. I take the decisions. AI doesn't do anything before I say, I'm the master. Now, I can give very detailed description to the machine, and then the machine responds, and I'm happy that the machine does it, and I use it as it does it. I don't do anything else. And that's where AI uses its skill. For example, upscaling characters, generating landscape for games. I just press a button, it does it, I say what I want, and I use it. Now, moving on, I can generate shorter, vaguer descriptions, and the machine still gives me high-quality content. Now, the question is that creative behavior? Because that's how I commission an artist. Here's my family, here's a picture, and I want us like that and that and that. Thank you. The painter goes, does the painting. 3 months later, I like it, I pay, thank you. I press the button, AI does it. It's exactly the same conversation. So AI is becoming creative. So question number 1. Is the output of AI tools, can it be considered creative, or is it sheer mimicry? Well, that's what AI can do. Of course, you've seen that a million times. Draw in the style of one painter. To me, I would, if I didn't know, to me that looks like Van Gogh. So is this creative output? Question to you. Now, DALL-E doesn't replicate one style, but replicates hundreds of thousands of styles, possibly millions. I asked for an autumnal painting of a forest, and I got that. Is this creative output? I think so. To me, it does. And if we go to art practice, differences in styles are not always that clear. Metzinger, Juan Gris, and Severini, at least to a non-trained eye, these look pretty similar. Because they belong to a school, to a current, AI with Van Gogh is not that much distant. Anyway, question to you. We can talk about it later. Question number 2. Are such AI tools, are they themselves creative like we are? Is this machine that produces that, is it creative or not? Ho, 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 ho. I'm so creative that I mixed my... Oh, no, where is it? Huh? No, it's all right. I think I made some changes last night, and I forgot about these changes, but I will recover now. I will recover. So to discuss that, I thought it is very important to have some depiction of what creativity is for us. And that's my diagrams. I love diagrams. I'm an engineer. I told you I'm a computer scientist. I love diagrams. I love art as well. Diagrams are art. Arts are not diagram. Coming back to this. This is the mind. Here on the left, the mind of the artist. We have intuitions. We turn those intuitions into ideas, which are still vague. Then we turn those ideas into plans, which we then execute in our artwork. That line of express, and get more precise, that is happening in our brains and our bodies, in our hearts. We have evaluation loops. We understand what we do. The artwork speaks to us. The plans speak to us. So we continuously refine what we do. And of course, we have physical surroundings that inspire us. It's just something that allows me to make the point. So what I want to say is that in this creative process, a lot of the feedback that we get to our ideas, intuitions, creations, is based on emotion. It's not the rational mind. There's some other mechanisms in the brain or with our hormones. I believe it's in the brain entirely, but that's again for discussion. So there's a lot of emotion. That's what this diagram says. So then the question is, if we want to understand whether AI is creative or not, does the machine have emotions? It's a natural question to ask, isn't it? What do you think? Just I need to drink some water, so I have to pause. Yeah. Anyone ventures? Very good question. Perfect. Bang on. Okay, that's the right answer. That's the right answer. And of course, we don't know. We know what human emotions are. We know that we state that we have emotions, so we define them, and then we can't communicate emotions because of that qualia, that quality, those set of qualities that are impossible to be transmitted. I see red, you see red. Do we know that we have the same experience? No. And philosophers talk forever and ever about that. So does AI have emotion? Does a fly have emotion? Well, I wanted to be a bit more radical again to ask for conversations. Very likely not, at least not in the way we humans have it at the moment. That's my belief, let's say. So from this, can we conclude that AI itself is not creative? Well, I'd say no, because there's another way around this one. Can AI process emotions? So the AI itself may not have emotions, but AI may be able to understand our accumulated emotions reflected in all the artworks. And when we ask for something, the AI processes those emotions, and with those emotions accounted for, produces artwork, which has emotional engagement as it is reflected in the arts themselves. So emotion, I already made the first point, and the second point is also important. Our brains are huge machines, or huge complex machines. The human brain has 80 to 100 billion neurons and about 100 trillion synapses. GPT-4, which I said is just released now, has 100 trillion parameters. If you think of a mixing desk, a parameter is a knob on the mixing desk. Imagine 100 trillion parameters. I can't. But that's what that machine has. So there is also capacity to be nuanced and process what we call emotion. But does it all matter? Does it matter whether it processes emotion or it has emotion or whether it is creative? Well, what's important is that there is a clear pathway and a trajectory for AI suggesting that AI will become and will be able to, on its own, create artworks indistinguishable from those created by humans. The other questions we leave for when we go out and have a glass of wine and talk to philosophers. They're really, really important. But in function, AI has that. So, in my opinion, without doubt, there will be radical changes to the way we approach creative practice now that this kid is in town, AI. There's more. We need to question what culture is, because things appear and disappear. We need to question our social interactions, and we also need to question definitions of what reality is, what humanity is. So in what way will authorship change? Where I just leave the text for you to read. I'm coming towards the end of my note here. If art is personalizable, and if it changes as my tastes change, there's a lot of ephemeral stuff there. There's no references anymore. We can't exchange ideas based on an object. Is there going to be arbiters of art or not? Is it just me? There are questions. What will happen to all these things as AI steps in? AI also allows us to be more creative. The horizon of creativity is larger. I see, to me, a very clear possible pathway is that rather than generating arts, humans would become more kind of critics and judges of what art is and users of art, like with the Industrial Revolution, where machines started to produce on behalf of humans. Now machines start to produce, but art, not socks. And I really like to talk about this because I don't know where it goes. And we really need to understand it to use it appropriately, because it is in our power, is how we use these machines. And we'll have rules and regulations and principles and laws that will tell us how to do it. We need them, because if it's left loose, it may harm. It looks now so powerful that it may harm. And you saw harms already with deep fakes and what have you. So the dangers are also there. But I'm here to present an optimist view. This is useful. This is valuable. We should embrace it, because whether we embrace it or not, it makes no difference. The world is there and others will embrace it. That's always the rule. We can't stop it. So there's a paradigm shift, and I think we turn more into audiences with agency rather than in makers. I think that's where AI really shakes the planet. So if in 10 years' time, I hope to be invited to the next hope for a little intervention, and I will then, Dirk promised this title, "What has AI ever done for us?" And I hope the answer is this. Oh, there's the audio. Oh. Well, oh man, where's the audio? I believe you all know the Monty Python scene where what have the Romans done for us? Apart from sanitation, education, peace. No, peace comes at the end. La la la, the Romans have changed the world there. But what have the Romans done for us apart from all these things? And actually, there is also that. Anyway, that's what's going to be. AI is going to be commonplace. AI will change us and will change us everywhere. I'm sorry there's no sound. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marian. And sorry that there was no sound.
I am sorry, I didn't check earlier.
No, but you acted so well.
No, thank you.
So,
I've learned.
Yeah, and maybe in 10 years we will also ask us if there's a better actor than Marian, created by AI.
What has Marian ever done for us? That would be, I'll put that on my stone, on a tombstone. What has Marian ever done for us?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your inspiring talk. And because Marcus already started with that, giving a speech done by AI. And we also played with that. So it's a tiny thing, but probably you saw our logo of that AI conference. Totally done by AI. And very cynical. Because when you're going to that website, you can choose between 8 graphic designers who will work for you. So we all know that we will lose jobs with that. But you can go and say, I want to have that graphic designer, and I want to get a logo done by that person. Of course, that person is always then related with a style. So we, after that very optimistic talk of you, Marian, I also wanted to give another input that, of course, it's great that we can do it, but we also will probably lose 1 or 2 jobs with that.